but we'd love another signing. Can you please give us some insight and background into that one?
So you're referring to Hong Jun?
Yes.
Okay. So, so don't know if he's actually played. What threw me is I don't know that he's actually played with Sangbin.
Oh, really? I saw they were at the Timberwolves game the other night. I mean, obviously, like
courtside at the Timberwolves, yes. I played the other. I'm not sure because there is a slight age difference. So they both spent a lot of time with the Korean U23. They both played with the U23s. It's possible they've crossed paths in camps. So I don't quote me on that. But I've actually never.
I'm quoting you on that. No, I thought they had crossed paths in camp, and maybe that's me. I didn't do my research. We can give me a little tag on the wrist for that one.
Somebody online will know. Somebody online will know and will correct it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get fact checked for sure. It's immediately it's going down. But regardless, to have a friend speak the same language of you, someone that's been here, someone that knows what the expectations are, in Sangbin, who's an incredible gem of a person. We all know that. But to have that relationship is key. And again, could you take us in a little bit in depth in terms of how the signing came to happen, or some of the things we saw in the buildup that might think, oh, this guy might fit in pretty well here?
Yeah, he's a really interesting one in that he's someone that we'd flagged long before this window during a sort of broader tracking phase. And when we met to talk about who we would like at each target position, essentially, we sort of try to narrow the focus to a list of targets early on in the process. And then we're watching those targets during what we call our net tracking process. Yep. And he was one that qualified for our net tracking phase based on his data, based on the visual scouting reports we had on it. But we didn't move him forward because at that point, the plan was for him to go to Europe. And the feedback we got from people close to him and his club was, hey, look, we're looking in Europe. Like, that's our focus. And fortunately for us, and there's a lot of this out there online. I think if you Google around enough, it didn't work out for whatever reason, and he was still available to us this window. And so this window, in fact, we had kind of narrowed down our target list and then got a call like, hey, actually, you would be interested in coming to MLS. This is possible.
Yeah.
And at that time, we just pursued it, as much as we could to try to get something done. What we saw in him that I think is exciting for fans, again, is a physicality. And there's a trend there as we talk about each of these players, which is that's something we really tried to emphasize this window in terms of when you look at how we set up and I think how Eric wants the team to play. Like, he wants a baseline level of athleticism at each position. Yep. So that's certainly something we're focused on as a recruitment team. And so what we saw in him visually and what you also see in his numbers is he runs, it sounds so simple, but like he runs very fast and he runs a lot. So those are good things. And he also saw technical quality and an ability to progress the ball, particularly dribbling, that we thought could add some impact. He is a true box-to-box midfielder who's going to cover a lot of ground throughout the game. He can play as a 6 really effectively. He can receive the ball from center backs, turn and play, but he is, it's funny because we always think certain things when guys come in and then the coaches get their hands on them and put them different places where they're really effective as well. So what we saw was truly a box-to-box player. He also actually can slide out and almost play as a wing at times and almost like a wing back at times. I don't think that's the plan for him here necessarily, but he has that sort of tactical flexibility and that physical quality.
Yeah. He has a profile to do so, which is great. Because again, with everything you're saying from a coaching perspective, it allows you to maybe tinker and kind of potentially move people around. Also, another minor thing that's good is that it allows you in-game switches, right? If you need to switch formation for whatever reason, if injuries do happen, knock on wood, maybe not that many, but it allows you that flexibility. So if, again, you've spoken about it potentially in a variety of different places. So where he stems to play at Allianz Field will be TBD, but again, the ability to provide players with versatility seems to be something, at least to some degree, that seems of an importance. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I think what you see we're trying to do across the roster is versatility. I think when you look at someone like, and you've seen with our coaching staff, and I think you see it every day up close, right? Their willingness to experiment and to try things with players, which is exciting as a recruitment staff to have, right? Because you can it gives you a little bit more flexibility to say, hey, like, we see something here. We're not quite sure, like, if it fits perfectly in this hole, but like it could fit in a number of holes. Let's see what happens. And when they are willing to take on those projects, it can be really exciting.